This child will be placed in a facility. But, isn't it cruel to put them in a facility when they have a family? We have no other choice. Besides, I can't bear to take in and raise such a creepy grandchild. Claiming strange things like seeing ghosts and hearing guardian spirits. Well, if you feel sorry for them, then you should take care of them. Saying that, my sister-in-law's mother took out some money from her wallet and handed it to me. Take this, for now. Please take care of them. I felt angry at my sister-in-law's parents for trying to resolve everything with just a small amount of money. I don't need money. Okay, I'll take care of this child. If I left my niece with these people, she would end up as unhappy as I had been. My brother, before he passed away, had told me that if anything happened to him, I should take care of my niece. I owed my brother a debt I could never repay. I gripped my niece's hand and left the scene. Buzz. The alarm clock rang loudly. My brother, who had always woken me up, was no longer here. Once again, I had breakfast alone in the quiet room. I am Lorelei, a 28-year-old beauty salon worker. I've been in this job for 9 years now. I have clients who rely on me, and I find it fulfilling. However, when it comes to work, I can communicate well, but in my personal life, I struggle with conversations. That's probably because I don't have much immunity when it comes to dealing with people. My parents had passed away when I was very young. My brother and I were placed in a facility because we didn't have any reliable relatives to take care of us. I don't remember it well, but I remember the facility as a place I never wanted to return to. When my brother graduated from high school and started working, he took me out of the facility. He chose to live with me. From then on, my brother became a parental figure to me. He worked and took care of the house, and on weekends, he would take me out to play. Back then, I only felt happiness, but now that I'm an adult, I can't help but feel gratitude. When I heard that my kind brother was getting married, I felt more sadness than joy. My sister-in-law, Antonella, worked as a receptionist at a mental health clinic, which is where she and my brother had met. She was a very beautiful person and treated me kindly. And the two of them got married, prompted by the fact that they had a child. My niece Royalty was an adorable little girl. However, I didn't know how to interact with children, and Royalty seemed like a quiet and somewhat difficult child. But my brother really adored Royalty. One day, my brother taught me something about her. Hey, doesn't Royalty seem a bit difficult to approach? Well, yeah. But I think I'm making Royalty feel awkward because I'm not good at conversing. It seems like she's somewhat of an outcast at school, not many friends. Oh, really? Maybe she's more mature than her classmates? That could be, but Royalty has a strange power. What do you mean? She seems to see spirits or something. She predicts things that happen to me. Oh, really? Aren't you surprised? Even if someone told you they could see guardian spirits, wouldn't you be scared? Not really. It's just Royalty's unique personality, isn't it? Maybe you and Royalty can understand each other, Lorelei. You two have something in common somehow. Well, we do share some blood. If anything happens to me, I'm counting on you to take care of Royalty. Don't say such ominous things. My brother smiled at me happily. I continued to live my ordinary life as usual. During that time, my brother suddenly came to my house. He had felt dizzy on the way home from work and happened to be close to my place. Here's some water. Feeling better now? Thanks. I've been having a lot of health issues lately. Oh, are you okay? I can't sleep and I'm always tired. I don't know what's wrong. Is work keeping you busy? Not really. I've actually been able to leave work on time lately. I see. Have you considered going to the hospital? Antonella might know a good one, given her job. Oh, yeah, maybe I should. If you're worried about going alone, I can come with you. Since when did you start taking care of me like this? Haha. My brother laughed, but he seemed really tired. That night, my brother contacted me. It seemed that he had an appointment at the clinic where Antonella worked tomorrow. If it's Antonella's hospital, I'll feel relieved. The next day, my brother went for the appointment, got some sleeping pills, and decided to see how things would go for now. He mentioned that he was hesitant about taking sleeping pills, but without sleep, his body wouldn't recover. I told my brother to make sure he attended follow-up appointments and took his medication properly. A few days later, my brother was found dead in the bathtub. That day, my sister-in-law had been at a late-night gathering, and my niece had stayed over at my in-laws' place. My brother was alone at home. Did he take sleeping pills as usual? With the influence of alcohol, it seems he fell into a deep sleep in the bathtub. The police found no suspicious circumstances and concluded it as an accidental death. He should have been avoiding alcohol after starting to take sleeping pills. I had some doubts, but maybe my brother just wanted to have a quiet drink on a day when his family wasn't around. I was in shock due to the sudden event, and I didn't dwell too much on why my brother had passed away. Many people attended my brother's funeral. I realized that my brother had many friends and companions I didn't even know about. As I pondered on these thoughts, my niece, whom my brother adored, stood in front of his portrait, looking dazed. For a young girl in elementary school to lose her father, it felt like I was seeing my past self, and my heart ached. I gently spoke to my niece. "Royalty, how about getting some juice over there?" She nodded slightly. While drinking her juice, she stared at my face intently. "What's wrong? Come on, have some snacks too." "I wonder if you'll believe me, Lorelai. I saw something." "Huh? What did you see?" "Daddy was giving Mommy and that doctor a really angry look." "What do you mean? You saw Daddy?" "Yeah, Daddy was there until just now." It didn't seem like my niece was lying. I remembered what my brother had said. It seems like she sees spirits or something. She predicts things that happen to me. She really could see them. "I see. But what did he come here for?" Just then, my sister-in-law arrived. "I was looking for Royalty. I was wondering where she went." My niece stood in front of my sister-in-law and said with a cold expression, "It was Mom, wasn't it? That's what Daddy said." "Huh, what? She did what?" "You did something bad to Daddy." "Royalty, what are you saying?" "Stop it, I didn't do anything. Daddy came to see Mom just now. Because of you." My sister-in-law's face turned pale rapidly. So, my sister-in-law did something to my brother. I hadn't even considered such a thing. Then my sister-in-law disappeared as if she were fleeing. Even after the funeral, she didn't come back. "Royalty, where did Mommy go, leaving you like this?" "I don't think Mommy is coming back." "What? No mother would just disappear, leaving her daughter behind." "Mommy hates me. I'm in her way." My niece said it with a nonchalant expression. What kind of mother would disappear, leaving her child behind? No matter how many times I called my sister-in-law's phone, she didn't answer. So, I asked my sister-in-law's parents, who had attended the funeral. We can't reach Antonella. Do you know where she is?" "She sent me a message earlier saying, take care of her. It's quite inconvenient, you know, to suddenly have to take care of a child." "She sent you a message? That's good. Please, can you help?" "But in reality, we're elderly, and it's going to be expensive." "Impossible? She's your grandchild. We've decided to place this child in a facility." "But, isn't it cruel to put her in a facility when she has family?" "We have no other choice. Besides, we don't want a creepy grandchild. She's been claiming to see spirits and hear guardian spirits for a while now, and it's unsettling. Well, if you feel sorry for her, then you should take care of her." Saying that, my sister-in-law's mother took out money from her wallet and handed it to me. "For now, take this. We're counting on you." I felt anger towards my sister-in-law's parents for trying to resolve everything with just a small amount of money. "I don't need money. I understand. I'll take care of this child." If I left my niece with these people, she would end up as unhappy as I had been. I took my niece's hand and quickly left the scene. As we were leaving, I asked the funeral director for a favor. Living with my niece was never easy. I worked, made balanced meals, prepared her for school, and participated in her school events, all while leaving work on time. I did all this because she was my beloved brother's child. And as we lived together, my niece began to open up to me. She started talking about her strange abilities. Seeing guardian spirits of her school friends, talking to spirits, and being feared by her friends because of it. Then, my niece claimed to have had a dream about my brother. He was asking for this to be reported to the police. He mentioned that there was a diary he had written, and he wanted us to find it. She gave me a location. I was somewhat skeptical, but I decided to go to my brother's home and search for the diary. The diary was placed where my niece had dreamt it, as directed by my brother. When I looked inside, shocking entries were written from the first page. "I suspect Antonella might be having an affair with someone, but I have no concrete evidence." My brother had suspected my sister-in-law of infidelity. It was during this time that his health problems persisted. "Antonella has been kind to someone like me and even referred me to her clinic." The diary said so, but when he started going to the clinic, my brother began to notice something. He used the same teacup as the one we have at home. On the day Antonella went on a training trip, he took a day off using paid leave. There were other suspicious behaviors mentioned. My brother seemed to have realized that one of the doctors working at the clinic with my sister-in-law was her affair partner. One day, he overheard nurses and staff whispering, "Antonella's husband apparently has severe depression. He got prescribed strong medication," the staff was saying. It seemed like that was the first time my brother learned he had depression. "I wasn't diagnosed with depression by that doctor, and I haven't been taking any strong medication. Could it be that my sudden health problems are because of that doctor and Antonella?" Perhaps my healthy brother was secretly made to take antidepressants by my sister-in-law. Maybe the side effects of taking them was causing his health issues. My brother had already investigated most of these details. But right at that moment, he passed away. Of course, he didn't write that he was being done in, so the truth remained unclear. Regardless, I need to meet my sister-in-law. I decided to wait for the doctor, her affair partner, to come out of the clinic and tail him. After a few days of tailing, the doctor entered an old apartment separate from his home. It seems like this is where my sister-in-law lives. I tracked down the doctor and my sister-in-law's secret residence. And I've confirmed that my sister-in-law is currently home. Ding dong. I knew she wouldn't answer. Probably pretending not to be home. "Antonella, please open up. It's Lorelai." There's no response, but she's definitely inside. "I know you're in there. Is it okay if I raise my voice here?" Click, "Come inside." When I entered the room, it was filled with signs of life. I wonder how long they've been having an affair. In the back, the doctor was sitting. "I have something to discuss. Please take a look at this diary." Both of them flipped through the diary. "What's this, Nico's?" "Yes. We can't tell if this is true or not." "Are you saying my brother lied?" "No one believes what's left behind by a dead person." "Then I'll submit it to the police. I'll request a reinvestigation into whether it was an accident or not. We've already cremated him, so an investigation." My sister-in-law's eyes darted around, and she couldn't keep calm. You can't run away anymore. My sister-in-law glared at me, then dashed outside with the diary in hand. She managed to escape again. But that was expected. I wanted to talk to my sister-in-law's affair partner. You already know most of it, don't you? Yes, in fact, before the cremation, I had an autopsy done. I see, then there's no way out of this. Back when I found my niece's story suspicious at the funeral, I asked the funeral director to delay the cremation. My sister-in-law disappeared before that, and she didn't know anything. The doctor seemed to have realized that the investigation was closing in on him. The doctor and my sister-in-law were having an affair, and they frequently spent time together in this secret residence. My sister-in-law never had any affection for my brother, and it seemed she didn't care much for my niece either. Family didn't seem to matter to her. I discovered that my sister-in-law had taken out a substantial life insurance policy on my brother. And the doctor also didn't have a good relationship with his family. At first, the relationship with my sister-in-law, who was his emotional support, gradually became manipulated for his advantage as a doctor. The doctor prescribed strong antidepressants at my sister-in-law's request. And my sister-in-law secretly gave those strong antidepressants to my once healthy brother without his knowledge. That's what caused his deteriorating health and sleeplessness. When my brother started visiting the clinic, unrelated medications were given, and appropriate treatment was not provided. The doctor confessed everything and promised to speak to the police. But crucially, my sister-in-law disappeared and was missing. When I got home, I told my niece what had happened today. I'm sorry, Royalty. Mama has run away again. But I copied the diary, so it's okay. Lorelai, I'm sorry for scaring you. But I've already taken care of it. What do you mean? You'll understand eventually. Smiling mysteriously, my niece seemed a bit eerie. She asked me to wait a little while before going to the police, giving my sister-in-law some leeway. 3 days after I barged into their love nest, my sister-in-law came to my house in a panic. Hey, Royalty! You're here, right? Open up! Click. What's going on so early in the morning? What's going on? Plenty. My niece was also woken up by the shouting. I was worried sick about you, Royalty. Since that day, I've had sleep paralysis and witnessed paranormal phenomena at night. Huh, paranormal phenomena? Royalty, if you can see spirits, do something about it. Make the spirits go away. Mom, you don't believe in spirits, do you? I believe. Because Papa comes out, and strange things keep happening. You didn't believe in me and found me creepy. I wasn't needed, right? That's not true. Mom was just a little scared of you. My niece couldn't forgive the way my sister had been treating her like she was contagious. Can you please stop it? I'm begging you. Mom, you abandoned me. You took Papa away from me. So, I'm going to abandon you too. My niece firmly pushed my sister-in-law away. Then, my sister-in-law, consumed by fear and anger, raised her voice like a madwoman. Who do you think raised you all this time? Don't mess with me. Papa was kind. Papa believed in me. Your Papa was weird too. He even told me on the night he died to take care of you. On the night of his death? But Antonella, you weren't at home, right? My sister-in-law started to spill the beans about what happened that day. He was such an idiot, drinking alcohol with sleeping pills. It was so heavy, putting him in the bathtub. He drank it all up. I had to work so hard. Wait, Antonella, you bathed your husband when he was heavily intoxicated? Well, you see, he wouldn't fall asleep even if I gave him medicine. I wanted him gone as soon as possible, so I did my best. I see. So you did it. You caused my brother's depression, didn't you? When I gave him supplements, He drank them without any suspicion. Everything went according to my sister-in-law's plan, and my brother passed away. My sister-in-law, who I thought was kind, had ruined the lives of my niece and brother. Finally, I could be alone, but you had to interfere. Screw off, spirits. Mom, don't dismiss spirits, Papa, or me like that. I've got evidence. My niece showed her smartphone to my sister-in-law. She had recorded all of my sister-in-law's abusive words and remarks that could be interpreted as murder threats against my brother. Remember when Mom said she had spirit friends? I asked those spirits to come to Mom's place and requested their help. Yes, it was the spirits my niece had known since she was little that had been scaring my sister-in-law. It might be an unbelievable story to most, but considering everything that had happened so far, it was likely true. Based on the video evidence captured by my niece, my sister-in-law was taken into custody by the police, and my brother's case was reopened for investigation. The doctor who had conspired with my sister-in-law was arrested as well. In the end, my sister-in-law would likely spend some time behind bars instead of receiving the insurance money. Get up quickly. Your friend is coming over. Okay, our somewhat awkward life together had become much more like a family. My niece was delighted with this life, and I had made up my mind to continue living with her. Now, my niece was quite popular. Thanks to her ability to see guardian spirits, she had become a popular fortune teller even though she was still in elementary school, hiding her face. It seemed that my sister-in-law's parents regretted not taking her in at that time. A few years later, thanks to my niece's guardian spirit fortune telling, I met a wonderful person and got married. Now, I live happily with my husband, who is as kind-hearted as my brother, our own child, and my niece. Brother in heaven,